Hello and welcome back to the 100 Acre Wool Knitting Podcast. My name is Bella and this is a podcast where I like to share with you and talk to you about everything that I've been knitting and making recently. So that's usually knitting related things, sometimes some fiber arts and also sometimes some sewing. But today is just going to be about knitting and fibery goodness. So I have a finished object to share with you, some works in progress, some good progress that I've made on a new design that I'm working on, and then we have some fun acquisitions at the end. It seems like I've been having acquisitions every podcast for the past couple weeks. But yes, we have more yarn and things. So lots to share today. So grab a cup of something, sit down and get comfy, and let's get started. Alrighty, so first things first, if you would like to find me elsewhere on the internet, I am also on Instagram and Ravelry at 100 Acre Wool. I post more project updates and things on there. And also on Ravelry, I try to be detailed with all of my project notes and any sort of adjustments that I make to any knitting projects. Also, if you would like to find timestamps to this video, they will be down in the description below if you're curious about one particular part or would want to go rewatch a certain section. And then also links to everything that I talk about today will also be in the description below this video. So yarn or patterns or links to my Ravelry project pages, all of that will be down below. So first, let's get into my finished object slash work in progress. I actually am housing a new work in progress in my finished object. So this is my finished object for this week. This is the Boqueria basket by Vanessa Pulisa. This was a Testknit that I was working on for her for the past couple weeks, and I have finally finished it. I actually finished this like just after I posted our last podcast, so like 2 weeks ago, and I've been already using it and breaking it in, and it's been such a great bag. So I'm storing my newest whip in there, which I won't show you yet, because we're just gonna talk about the bag first. So yeah, it is made out of Nutiden yarn. The pattern calls for Nutiden yarn, but you could use any sort of unspun yarn. But I chose Nutiden because I have a lot of it. I am not actually sure how much this used. I forgot to weigh it out, but I'm positive it is under 100 grams because I was working from 2 plates. I held 2 Nutiden strands double to knit this, so it's quite fluffy and squishy. The fabric is very sturdy, and it is drapey, but it's definitely not like flimsy at all, if that makes sense. I mean, it looks flimsy, but what I'm trying to say is your stuff isn't going to fall out and it's not going to stretch out when you store like a project in here. But yeah, so it's 2 strands of Nutiden held double. So I was using one color of each. Like I was using like a white color, and then I was also using like a very pale pink. So I had 1 strand of each one, so you can see there's a very pale pink color throughout, which I think turned out so beautifully. Just a very little hint of pink throughout. But yeah, I still have a lot of each of those colors left from the 100 gram plates that I was using. So I'm positive it didn't even use 100 grams. So if you have any Nutiden or Plötulopi or any sort of unspun yarn that you have just a little bit left, maybe from extras from a sweater or something, you could definitely cast on this project. It was really quick to knit, it was really fun to knit, it was a really easy stitch pattern. So first, kind of how it's constructed is you knit the bottom first. So this base here, this is linen stitch. So I think it kind of looks like weaving. I think it's actually really cool. This is my first time doing linen stitch. So I thought that was really pretty. That's the base that you do first, and then you pick up stitches around, and then you knit the main portion of the basket in the round. And then this is done in half linen stitch. So really beautiful stitch pattern. Adds some interest that it's not just plain normal stockinette, but it's very simple to knit. Really easy repeat to memorize, and you can it just flies off the needles, and it's really nice to knit on. I've been wanting to knit at night recently, like right before I'm going to bed, and this is definitely a project that you can knit on when you're trying to relax for the night and like you know, slow everything down, but you don't want to quite go to sleep yet. This was a really nice project to work on, that it didn't require any brain energy, but I could still be doing something, still be working on something. So yeah, I'm loving this so far, so much. As you can see, I was already using it as my project bag, my newest project bag, storing another whip in there, and it's just been so much fun to use. And I love the shape of it. I just think it's so cute, how it kind of bows up in the middle and kind of a teardrop shape. Oh yes, and there's grass on it. If you've worked with Knit to Den before, you will know that it has a lot of grass in it, so I think that's so much fun when I'm knitting and I just find little specks throughout. Yeah. Oh, and then I-cord edging, also a very nice touch, if you can see the top I-cord there. So yeah, I really loved this basket. And then another little finishing touch that I did that Vanessa does, she does encourage you to do this in the pattern, is to felt the bottom, the base, a little bit. So felting you can either do with needle felting, or you could do like in the washing machine, or just like scrubbing it with some water and just friction, a lot of scrubbing, and you could felt it that way. I decided to do needle felting because Vanessa said to kind of focus the felting on the edges instead of the entire base, kind of focus the felting along the edging here so that it makes the base on the edges a little bit more sturdy, so it doesn't quite like droop as much. I don't have any pictures from before I did the felting of like what it looked like, but it definitely was more droopy. Like the base was kind of sagging down and it wasn't really like a base, like a bottom, if that makes sense. So I actually do think the felting worked. Like it actually adds some structure to the bag, and I would definitely recommend it if you knit this. But yeah, so I did needle felting, which I had never done needle felting before, so I had to actually order a little kit with some needles to do that, and it was so much fun. I highly recommend it. If you want to get some anger out, or you gotta poke at something, or you know, you have that like antsiness sometimes, needle felting is the way to go. It was really fun to do. So yeah, I had something underneath that I wasn't stabbing my hand. I didn't have my hand underneath like I do now, but you know, something underneath, and then you just stab it a bunch with the needle, and that's it. So yeah, you probably can't really tell that it's felted. It doesn't look very different at all, but yeah, on the edges, I did felt it a bit. So like I said, I was a test knitter for this pattern, and of course being a test knitter, sometimes you find little things with the pattern that can be improved. Not that anything was wrong, but it could just have a little improvement. So basically in the pattern where this opening was for the handle, the edges weren't very secure as it was before, and it was kind of gaping open a little bit. It didn't seem like it would be able to hold a lot of weight, or you know, it seemed like it would stretch out over time, sort of a thing. So I just kind of secured it a little bit more on the edges. Perhaps you can see, just wanted to really secure that down to make sure it's not going anywhere, it's not gonna stretch out. But Vanessa, I made a note about it to Vanessa, and she has remedied the pattern, so it will be a lot more sturdy when you knit it. So that'll be good from now on. So the I-cord there will be perfectly secure around all the edges. So yeah, once I did that, it was totally stable, and like I said, I've been working with a project. I think I've been storing like probably 200 grams of yarn or more in this bag, and like really carrying it around, and like I've been carrying it a lot, like around places. I like to go to our local park to knit like every day after work, just kind of relax and take a little half an hour or something to knit, and I take this on my walk there, and like all the time. I've been using it so much, so I really, really like this bag. And she actually does have two sizes in the pattern. So this is the smaller size, and then she has a bigger size as well. So this fits quite a bit already. Like I said, like I think I'm holding like 200 or 250 grams in it, but there's a bigger one as well if you would like. So yeah, if you have any extra Knit to Den yarn or Plötulopi or any sort of bulky weight yarn that you want to knit something with, would definitely recommend this pattern. Oh, and it's going to be coming out on May 27th. So I think this video is going to be going up before then. So yeah, this pattern will be released on May 27th. So go check it out. Alrighty, so a new cast on that I cast on this week that I was storing in my Boqueria basket. I cast on the Shifty Sweater by Andrea Mowry. So I've already gotten quite a bit done on it. I have been loving working on this project. It's just been so much fun. Truly a enjoyable pattern and just almost mindless, but you have some sort of interest to it, so it's just been flying off the needles. It's just been so much fun. And also with the yarn. So you may notice what this yarn is. This is Spin Cycle yarns. I'm using 100% Spin Cycle yarns for this pattern just because I loved how Andrea's turned out. She used Spin Cycle yarns in the original design, or in the original, the original sample that she knit is all Spin Cycle yarns. And I am using different colorways, some different colorways than she did, but Spin Cycle is just, I've talked about it on this channel before, how cool I think Spin Cycle is. Just the look of hand spun, whether it's real hand spun or not, I just love how the colors play together, and the fading and the shifting I think is really cool. Shifty. Yeah, so this is, you probably know this sweater if you're a knitter. It's very popular, been around for a while, but it's worked in the round top down, and it is color work. Well, it's not color work actually, it's technically mosaic knitting. So you're basically slipping stitches and you're only ever working with one color at a time. So you don't have to mess with two colors going on at the same time in one round. So that makes it a lot easier to knit and a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion. I do love color work, but yeah, sometimes it can be a little fiddly with trying to work with two colors at once. So yeah, I have almost gotten all of the yoke done. I'm almost to the arm splitting point. So gotten a lot done so far. So I'll show it up close to you so you can see all the details. I just think it is so cool, all these colors. So I'm using Grumpy Birds is the colorway for the main background color, which is what the ribbing is here at the top. This one is just Grumpy Birds. And then I start with Salty Dog as the contrast. And then now I have gotten to the next color, which this purple down here. This one is, oops, sorry. This one is called Shades of Earth, I think, is what this one is. And I am obsessed with this one. I think this one's Shades of Earth. I think the colors in that are so cool. You can see the fade that's gonna happen. So they're really vibrant, electric purple and pinks and blues and stuff. I think this one's so cool. So yeah, and then Salty Dog, which I only have a little bit left. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. We'll see. But that's what Salty Dog looks like now. And then I've also, I've already finished one of my Grumpy Birds. Oops, I have some new to do. I've already finished one of the skeins of this. So here is the one that I'm working on right now. Just every one is unique. Each skein is totally unique with the color fade, and I just think it's so much fun. It's so cool. So yeah, the colors going on here, the stitch pattern, it's all really, really fun. I also have in my stash I have my yarn picked out for her Andrea Mowry's, what is it called? The Night Shift shawl. So I also have some Spin Cycle for that one, which is their thicker Spin Cycle. I think it's called Dream State. And I already have all my colors picked out for that. And I think it's a similar stitch pattern, if not the same stitch pattern as this sweater. So I know I'm gonna love that project as well. And so many things I want to cast on. And I have ideas for designs, and just, I wish I had more hands. I wish I had 10 pairs of hands that I could knit everything. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, but this project is seriously coming along, and it's so much fun to knit on. I did do a little bit of cheating with the colors. I haven't knit completely the fade that was naturally in the yarn. I did pick out one little section of, I think it was Salty Dog, that I just didn't like. So it was this color, and maybe you can see. It's kind of a, I don't know, it looks pukey green in my opinion. So I just plopped out that little part, but everything else I've just been going with the natural fade of the color shifts, because I think it's really cool. And I think also right now it kind of looks like those, I don't know what they're called, but those Egyptian that you see in hieroglyphs, those that Egyptian royalty used to wear. I think it looks kind of like that. I think it's really cool, like beaded and very intricate. Yeah, I just love this design. And another thing that I made this week, you may notice this little guy in the back. So I had told you that I got a felting kit. I purchased some felting needles, needle felting kit, and I felted the base of the Boqueria basket, and that was so much fun. And I was like, I want to knit, or I want to felt something else. I want to play with it more, because you can make so many things with needle felting, and like there's just so many possibilities and opportunity. So I just had to needle felt something else. So I decided to make a little progress keeper stitch marker thing. So for this project, I'm using it right now as my end around marker, but it could also be used as a progress keeper if you want to like clamp it into your knitting. But yeah, so I'll show it up to you up close. It's a little mushroom. So hopefully the camera is picking that up. It's very, very small. It's like almost the size of my finger. Very tiny. And then it also has, I put some little details on the top. Hopefully you can see that. It's very tiny. If it's not coming up, then I'll also put like a little photo, because it's just so small. But yeah, that was so much fun to do. Just taking like itty bitty little bits of yarn, or wool rather. I used Newtoden like scraps for this, like literally just itty bitty tiny little amounts of Newtoden. So you could use any wool, but that's just what I had on hand, so why not use what you have? So yeah, that was so much fun to make. And then I just had these little, I used to make jewelry, so I had some little clasps and wire on hand that I could make a little clasp. So yeah, it's been working out great. And I thought it was only going to be a stitch marker, or sorry, I thought it was only going to be a progress keeper, because I wasn't sure if the little clasp would be big enough to fit around a needle. But I actually found that it does fit up to a size 4 US needle, which I think is what I'm knitting this on. Let's see, where's my needle? Yeah, so this is a US size 4. So it does easily glide over this. It doesn't quite work on a 5, but yeah, the clasp is big enough to fit over a 4. So I'm definitely going to be making more of these little guys. Just so much fun and so cute. I had so much fun making this too. I was thinking of like making little sheep and make it be maybe like some pumpkins for fall, or Christmas tree maybe. Just there's so many possibilities, and I love mini things too. So it's just right up my alley. It was very fun to knit on, felt, whatever, fiber. Yeah, so let me just show you this. Oh, it looks so cool, doesn't it? I'm just in love with the fade, in love with the colors, warm neutrals. So this project has been so much fun. It does have some short rows in the back, which is really great. So it kind of raises up the neck in the back, which is always very helpful. I don't like it when patterns don't have that, because I definitely feel like I'm being choked a little bit. So would definitely recommend this pattern if you want to knit on something easy. Again, this is a very easy project. Well, if you know how to knit and purl, it's kind of mindless, I think. Oh, also, Andrea Mowry has made an update to this pattern. I am using her original version of the pattern before she made the update. That's just when I purchased it and when I downloaded the pattern, and I don't know, I didn't really think it was necessary to update it for myself, but I know she has updated it with, I think, a larger size range, and then she's also adjusted the fit to make it fit better. But I liked how the fit looked on the original, so I'm just going with the original, and hopefully it'll work out. I have heard some people say that it was too tight on them, like maybe around the shoulders or something. But I've been trying this on, and so far it seems like it's going to work. So I'm just going with it, going with the original, and we'll see how it works. And yeah, this is superwash yarn. If you're not aware of Spin Cycle, it is superwash merino, which is fine. I don't love superwash merino all the time. This is such a hotly debated topic among knitters, and I don't want to make anyone mad. I don't have anything against superwash yarn, but I do tend to I do tend to gravitate towards non-superwash. Just like I just like the feel and the look of it better normally, but with Spin Cycle, I can't get enough of the colors. I just love the fade, and I definitely want to make my own handspun at some point. Ah, so many rabbit holes. So yes, this project has been very, very fun. Would definitely recommend it if you haven't knit one already. And let's see what is next. Okay, so I have been making some progress on my new design coming up. It's called Fields of Gold, and it is knit with Nutiden, of course, because I'm obsessed. But I will show you where it's at so far. So this is what it is looking like. Ooh, it's gotten very big. So I have cast off the bottom, actually. The body is completely complete. So I'm so happy with how it's turning out. I am actually at the point now where I don't know where to go. So I'm not sure if I should keep it as a short sleeve as it is right now, or if I should keep going and knit like an actual sleeve. My original design idea was to make it like a 3/4 length sleeve, is what I was originally thinking, but now I'm not sure because I really like it. So let me try it on and show you what it looks like as it is right now. So here we go, and let me zoom out as well so you can see more of it. So here you can see the full length. So it's kind of cropped. It comes down to kind of my hip length on me. But yeah, so it's a little bit oversized and a little bit cropped. It also has some details in the back here. So kind of the same little V's, I don't know what you want to call them, little kind of grass V's. They go all the way on the back as well. And then we have the grass motif here that I am so in love with. This was a really fun technique that I kind of made up. I don't know, I haven't ever seen this technique in another pattern before, but it's very simple to do, I will say. In my opinion, it's simple to do. It doesn't use any sort of embroidery or anything done after the fact. It's all with knitting. So the grass motif evolves as it shows up as you're knitting, if that makes sense. So you don't have to do anything afterwards. And so far I have charted it, but I know some people have been asking me to also include row by row or written out instructions in the pattern, which I will try to do that. I will definitely try to do that because I know some people can't, charts are too much. So yes, I will try to make it accessible to everyone, of course. So let me know what you think about it being short sleeve at this point. I would need to pick up stitches and knit a little edging on the sides for it to be a short sleeve because it's not done right now. I just have the stitches on hold. But yeah, I'm not sure quite what I want to do with that yet. So let me know what you think about it being a short sleeve or if I should make it the full 3/4 length, probably up to here that I was thinking originally. What I'm probably going to go with actually though is I might just give both directions in the pattern. If you want to make it short sleeve or if you want to make it the 3/4 length, because I really cannot decide. And I will also include in the pattern notes on how to make it longer if you would like, because I know some people don't want it cropped or hip length. They want it actually full length sweater. So I'll also include those notes in the pattern as well. So yeah, I'm just been having so much fun knitting on this. It's been working up quite quickly, I think because the yarn is pretty thick. I'm using Nutiden held double for the entire thing, size 8 needle, so it's not actually, it doesn't feel thick. The yarn is thick because it's kind of like a worsted Aran weight, but since the gauge isn't very big, or it's not very tight rather, the gauge isn't very tight, so I think it's kind of drapey and it's nice. It's not too bulky and heavyweight in my opinion. But yes, so it is quite quick to work up. It's knitting up quite quickly. So having so much fun with this one. And if you would like to sign up to be a test knitter for this one, I will be making an Instagram post quite soon. I'm hoping to have the pattern done within the next week or so. So if you would like to be a test knitter, I will be making a post through Instagram with a link to sign up to be a test knitter for this one. So yeah, if you would like to do that. If you're interested in that, then follow me on Instagram. That'll be there. I'll probably be doing the Testknit call before the next podcast here on YouTube. So yeah. Yeah, so happy with how this is turning out, and it will definitely be size inclusive, so probably gonna have 9 sizes. And I always get questions from you guys about how the heck do I wear knitting in Southern California. If you don't know, I live in Southern California, and obviously I'm a big knitter, and I really like to work with rustic, fluffy, very like warm yarns. And people ask me all the time, how do you wear your knitting, or how do you knit in that, like, they think it's hot here all the time, which it is quite warm here all the time. But I think I run kind of cold. Like I just tend to be kind of colder. And like I'm in AC a lot because I work in a place that has AC, and at home we have AC going, especially in the summer. It's actually cold inside, so I have to wear a sweater inside, which is kind of funny. But even like at night, like we're in the desert technically, so even at night it does get quite chilly, and I'll need like a sweater or a shawl or something to throw on. So I do actually wear my knitting quite often. I wouldn't say it never gets used by any means. I use it at least once a day, some sort of knitwear I'm wearing like at any given moment. So yeah, that's a little thing that people have asked me before. So I do wear my knitting. This is all not for nothing. But on the other hand, knitting is just such a fun thing. Like it's a hobby. Like even if you don't wear the things, it's a process, I think. So even if I weren't going to wear it, I think I would still knit. It's just so much fun. So yes, that is where this pattern is coming. And that is all the works in progress, sort of. I have a little thing to share with you, but that's sort of in the acquisitions section. So let's get into acquisitions. New to Den had another update. Oops, I did it again. Oh man. Yeah, I'm officially obsessed. Caroline and Knut keep making beautiful colors, and I can't stop. So I just get so many ideas, and yeah. So recently was the May collection, and the May collection, I think, is so far the greatest collection that they have put together. Like the colors that were chosen, they all go together. They go with each other so well, in my opinion. So I can't possibly hold all these up at the same time, but I'll go through them. So this one first is called Fleeceline, and this one is so flippin' soft. Oh my gosh, this is the softest one that I have tried from them so far. I think I've tried everything this year. Yeah, no, except for one colorway. Anyways, this one is very, very soft. I think Caroline said it is 100% lamb's wool, which is going to be soft. So I am totally fallen in love with this one. I think she said there is some left of this one, so it will be coming, I think sometime in June. So if you would like to pick this one up, it is going to be still available, and it is very soft. So yes, Fleeceline. It is white with a tiny little bit of gray throughout. So just a very lovely color. And I have an idea for this one in a pattern to design another pattern, yet another thing. But yeah, so I really love this one, pretty much for the feeling. I mean, I love the color as well. White or gray is always a great staple to have, but the feeling is really butter. It's lovely. And then this one is Grud, which is such a fun word, I think. Caroline said it means sprout, which I think is so perfect. It's like a little sprout coming up in spring, a new little green sprout from a plant. So this one, the colors, again, there's so many colors throughout this. Hopefully you can see there's a lot of like yellowy golden to it, and then there's also some gray. So this one is kind of similar to Testknit if you have that one, but it is a lot more yellow. So really love this one. And this one caught my heart. Oh my gosh. A deep, deep, winey berry red, pink, magenta, something. Totally fell in love with it. I had told you guys a little while ago that I had a design in mind for their Sade colorway, which was a really deep red. I think I actually have a little piece here. So this was their Sade colorway. Was not able to pick up a sweater's quantity of this. I pretty much only have this very tiny amount. But when I saw this, I was like, wow. So this is going to be a new design coming at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be soon because this doesn't really seem like a summery colorway, and by the time I would be knitting it up and having it test knit, I know you can make it in another colorway, but I don't know. I feel like knitting and colors, like I have to knit the right colors at the right time of year. Does that make sense? And this just doesn't feel summery to me. It feels much more like a fall. So this will probably be coming a little bit later, but I'm in love with this colorway. It's so deep and rich, beautiful, like different variances of purple and reds, and I love it. So that is Infinitive. Don't think there's anyone, or I don't think there's any more left of this one. I think there actually is some more Grood, if you'd be interested in this one. And then there was another purple. So this is Lola. Very beautiful, just simple purple gray. So I really love this one. And all of them together, like I said, I have a little swatch I'll show you in a minute. All of them together just play so beautifully, I think. It's truly an amazing collection. Alrighty, and then the last two of the collection is Leave. This one is just so cool. It is truly a warm blue. So it has lots of warm tones and lots of blue tones throughout. Kind of a turquoise, and then also like a tan, kind of beige color mixed. I just love this one so much. Caroline described it as mixing earth and water, or fire and water. I think she said fire and water, which I think it's so fitting. So it's like life, leave. Love that one so much. I want to make a shawl out of this one, but I don't know if I got enough. Oh, there's never enough new to den. And then this one is Kvatz. I think that's how you say it. So a really lovely, like pinky beige, I would say. Just a really great, oops, sorry, it's focusing on me. Just a really great neutral to have, I think. So I did purchase every colorway of the collection, and I have cast on something, an idea that I've been playing with for a new design. So let me get it up here. All right, so I am working with a lot of colors. Obviously, I'm working with 6 colors. So I've been storing them all in my new ceramics. I told you guys I was going to show you this. So this was the ceramics that I made on my birthday with my partner Austin. We had gone to a ceramics place together, a ceramics studio, and we took a class together and threw something on the wheel. So it's finally finished and fired and glazed. So this is how it came out. I'm not going to take all the yarn out because that'll be too much, but I'll show you up close what it looks like. So I think the glaze color is just so pretty. I wonder if the color is coming up correctly on the camera, but it's kind of like a aqua or light sky blue, and then also pink and like tan or purple. Sorry, I don't know. I love the colors and how it came out. So yeah, he also threw one on the wheel. I'll put a picture of it here. I don't have it with me right now, but the glaze on that one, and I just think he did such a great job. This was his first time on the wheel, so I think he had a lot of fun and he did a really great job. I hope we can go back again because it was just so much fun. But yes, so what I've been knitting so far with the new collection, I've just been working on a swatch. This looks insane, right? I am doing some simple intarsia. It looks crazy because there's so many colors, but it is actually simple intarsia. Let me see if alright, we're just gonna have to dump this. Too many colors. Okay. Here we go. Sorry about that. So here, now I can show you. So just kind of playing with different stitches. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with this yet. I have an idea for actually like a blanket shawl, and I want it to look woven. So I thought using these stitches might do the trick, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. as you can see, I haven't done too much on it so far, but I really just wanted to see, the point of this, I really just wanted to see all of the colors play together, and I thought it would be such a fun project if you have like a bunch of different colors that you want, like maybe you have a little bit of a bunch of different colors and you want them to play together in something. So that was kind of where the idea stemmed from this. It was truly inspired by the yarn and the colorways. So yeah, just trying to play with stitch patterns and seeing how the colors blend together, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So this will probably turn into something, but I'm not sure yet. I also still do need to work on this pattern, so I really want to get this one out for you guys soon. I think it'll be a great summer knit, especially if you knit it like the 3/4 length. Like when it's cool nights, I think it'll be the perfect garment for that, for keeping warm in the cool summer nights. So yeah, that's been really fun to work on. And of course, you can use other yarn rather than Nutiden. So like this, for this pattern, I will definitely be including like yarn substitutions, because Nutiden can sometimes be hard to get your hands on. They have limited updates and they sell out very quickly. So you could also use Plochalopi, and I think there's another one from, oh shoot, I forget. But anyways, they will all be in the pattern, so you can definitely use other unspun yarns. I would definitely recommend an unspun yarn though, rather than a spun yarn. I think just for the grass motif here, the little wheatgrass motifs, I think having it unspun, it just makes it look so much more fluffy, and I don't know, it looks more like grass, I think, than if it was spun. But anyways, it's up to you. Of course, you're the creator. You can make it exactly how you want it. But there we go. So I think that was everything that I have to share with you for today. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you've been having a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Oh, actually, quick thing before I forget. We have reached 5,000 followers on Instagram, which is insane, crazy to me. Oh my gosh, thank you, you guys. This is amazing. I'm just so honored and thankful that you guys are interested in what I make and what I have to show you and what I have to say. So just so amazing. So for that, as a thank you, I'm going to be doing a giveaway very soon. I have a little couple things in mind that I want to give away, so that I think would be fun. So if you would like to join that giveaway, you can find me on Instagram. That giveaway will be going on through Instagram. So yeah, just a little thing to let you know. Thank you so much again. So yes, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Have a good day. Bye.